AlaskaCraftyGalVictoria here. I wanted to share some things I've been sewing on this week with you, and public service announcement. This is probably old news, but I just recently heard about this and I wanted to tell all of you so that you could be aware too. Okay, first of all, let's do the safety recall notice. There has been a safety recall notice on the Steam Fast mini iron, travel iron. I purchased mine at Walmart years ago. Only certain model numbers have been recalled. You would just have to look yours up. Mine was a SF727 and it has been recalled, and they are issuing either your money back or you can get a product replacement. It's a super quick, takes a few minutes to do the process online. You just go to the SteamFast website, and if you don't have your original box and all that still, it's okay. You just have to get the model number and punch it in on the back of, or on the form online, and you'll find that on this little sticker here on the back of your iron if you have this little mini iron. I did. I had to cut the cord, take a photo with a photo identification number and my name, and do it that way. So they give you and the date. You take a photo, you submit that. It took them maybe a day or two to get back to me saying my photo was approved, and I may now dispose of this in my area however I can dispose of this, whether that means a recycle facility, throw it away, whatever. So I just wanted you guys to be aware. There is a fire hazard with this little mini iron. So if you have this, look it up, see if your model number is one of the ones that was recalled, and go through the process. It was super easy. I have since got another mini iron, so I just asked for a refund back, which, I mean, it's under $20, who cares? But I don't want a replacement of that iron when I already have one that I recently got for Mother's Day, which I will show you guys that in a future video of the stuff I got for Mother's Day. I just haven't had time to record. However, I've been wanting to do this video for a while. So you guys remember all the scraps from my little granddaughter's quilts that I had made for them. Well, I used up some of those scraps, almost all of them, not quite, but almost. And I made them some really cute things to send them. So first I'm gonna show you this. I'll also include a couple pictures on the side. Let me scoot over. I'll put some pictures on the side over here so you guys can see exactly what I made, laid out and stuff. But I had so many scraps left over from both of my granddaughter's quilts that I wanted to make them something cute. So I made them mini quilts for their baby dolls. So I just used all the cutoffs and weird bits and bobs and things. Oops, upside down. So I just made them a little mini quilt. I want to say it measures 14 inches wide by about 19 inches tall. And I just cut off, I still had more of this fabric and I wanted it to have the same binding. So I just made this little mini quilt for one of them. And I also made a little doll pillow. So now their baby dolls will have a quilt and a pillow to go with, and it'll match. It's like a mommy and me. I didn't have any other enough big a piece to do the backing in that rainbow sheet that I had. So I just used like this chevron stripey pattern on the back. It's still cute, but it's a mommy and me pillow. And so now they can tug this around with their baby dolls. I also made this one for my other granddaughter out of her leftover bits. And I did have enough of this to do the backing the same. So here's her little quilt. Here's her little pillow out of her scraps. And then the backing is the same, that floral cotton sheet that I had purchased. So same binding, I think, as well as the purple. So I had to piece this backing together. I didn't have enough, like a big enough piece, so I had to piece it together, which it doesn't matter. It's for a doll. She's gonna love it. She's gonna love the fact that it matches hers, you know. And I got permission from her mom. The girls love, love, love their quilts. I'm gonna send a picture. They took a trip recently on an airplane to go visit their family. And here's a picture of the girls on the airplane, both of them with their quilts. My daughter-in-law and my son were like, they won't go anywhere without them. So that just touched my heart. That's exactly what I wanted to happen with those. Okay, so you saw the baby doll quilts. I also made both of them a little purse, a little girl purse, a little boxed bottom girl purse. And I didn't want to do a zipper or a drawstring or anything like that. I wanted it to be easy for them to access. So it's just got a little cam snap on there. But they're so cute. I just made both the girls a little purse. And here's the other one. With all the little scraps left over. I had to use the same handles as the little quilt back. And then I just used, like in this one, a little light yellow. And it's a boxed bottom, so they can use it as a purse, a little diaper bag for their baby dolls, whatever they want. And it's just, I just had so much fun trying to come up with creative, useful ways to use their leftover quilt pieces, scraps. So I made them both a little purse. And then I found these super cute buttons at Walmart. And I just had to get them. I had to because I wanted to make them a little zipper pouch as well. So I used like the smallest of cutoffs here. And I just did where I adhered it to a fusible, put a backing on it, and then did a zigzag stitch kind of ish between all of these. And then I did raw edge applique, some patches, and then those really cute little unicorn buttons I sewed on. And it's just so cute. I put a little tiny ribbon I found on the zipper so they could easily pull it back and forth. Not that it's hard. And then it's just pink on the inside. So there's one of the zipper pouches. And they could put whatever they want in there too. And then here's the other one. Look at those stinking cute buttons. Oh my gosh. I just had to get those. This is the back. They're not boxed or anything. They're just flat pouches. And then on the inside of this one, I have purple. But aren't them cute? Useful ways to use up your quilt leftovers for your, if you have grandbabies, or if you just want to make some zipper pouches for yourself or for family members or friends. I think it's a great use of leftover fabric scraps. Again, I just adhered these strips to fusible and then a backing, and then just did a little zigzag in between all those edges. That is all the cute little things I made with the scraps. I still have some more, believe it or not, but they're getting real itty bitty now. They're getting probably 1.5 inches maybe. So I might do some kind of cute little fabric note card or postcard or something just to tell them I love you, I hope you enjoy your present, something like that. So I'll use those. Okay. So some of the other things I've been working on, let me clean up my mess and then I'll come back to this. Okay. So a few of the other things I've been making. So I had this bag of scraps. I love all these crazy bright colors. They remind me very vintage, 70s maybe, 80s type fabrics. I love these fabrics. I love them. There's a pattern piece in here that somebody had made for these fabrics. I loved them so much that I decided to make this really cute flat zipper pouch out of the scraps. Oh my gosh, I love the colors. I love the, I don't know, retro vibe it's putting off. And it's just, I did the zipper tabs on this one, did the little tabs, and then it's just red on the inside. I just love this pouch. I love this pouch. And I love that Raggedy Ann is right here. And since I have such a large bag of scraps in that, I decided I was going to make some type of bag as well. So, oops. I started the panels for the bag. Oop. There's another little one of those Raggedy Ann and Andy pieces. And then all these different types of scrap pieces. I love this. I don't know what it is that speaks to me about these fabrics, but I love them. I love them very much. So there's one panel. I still have to quilt this panel, so that's why you see it in this state. Cut the handles and all that stuff. So there's one side of the panel, and here's the other side. I just think it's so cute. So these need to get quilted up. So I'll be working on that this week and getting that bag done. And then I have things like this. These are just two, like bottom of the bag or top. And I already fused them. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm going to have to trim back and attach this to another piece. I love this color purple though, this plummy, eggplanty color purple. So that'll be a section of another bag I'll be working on. I also cut out another cactus bag to get put together. I love this material. And this one is slightly different size by just a few inches, like half an inch either way. And then I have things like, I know nothing's finished. I don't know if I showed you guys this, but I started piecing some of these together to make another bag. And then I started piecing things like this, black and whites. Just depends on my mood and what I feel like working on that day. Here's the other side of the black and whites. And then I pulled out this to be a liner. It's like a black and gray. And then I also pulled out some gray to do the lining. And then I got in a yellow mood. All of a sudden, like some days I'll just pick out one of my containers of scraps because I have them assorted by rainbow color. And I pulled out my yellows and I was like, I'm gonna use up some of these small pieces. So I started doing like grid things to do like zipper pouches or have this be the center section of a panel in a bag. And I pulled out like pieces like this. It's got that same golden and yellow, which just went really well with this. And then I pulled out like some gingham. And, you know, I get bored of looking at certain colors sometimes. So I'm like, I'm just going to work with my yellows. So I started that. And I don't know if I showed this to you before, but I got in a blue mood. I know I made a couple bags like this a while back, but I started putting together all of my blues in just random order, making fabric out of it. And I'm probably going to turn these two panels into a bag. I just like them so much. So I love little scrappy sewing and little using up smaller pieces like this. And I just think it's going to be fun. Some of these you might recognize that were in other projects. I recognize like this one, just from previous projects I have made and sewn and bags I've sold or gifted. So this is just fun. So I have these two panels that I need to turn into a bag. And then I started red. So I have these red sections put together. There's this one, that's one side of the bag, and then this will be the other side of the bag. Just fun little projects. And then a friend of mine, a while back, had sent me those corduroy scraps, and I had made her, as a thank you, a bag. I think it was a bag and a zipper pouch. It could have just been a bag, but she loves lemons. And I had made her a bag out of this and used the corduroy as the bottom. Whoops. So I cut out another section of corduroy of the scraps that she sent me. And I'm gonna make a zipper pouch. I'm gonna use this as the liner. It needs to be ironed. This will be the liner of the bag. And then I have these two sections to turn it into a zipper pouch. So I'll be doing that and making another zipper pouch out of these leftover bits that I have. So I like to do this. I like to get pieces ready and sections ready. And that way when I'm sitting here beside my machine and I'm just like not working on a quilt or something big and I'm just like bored and I want to just sew and not really think about it, I'll cut out a bunch of parts and iron and get it all prepped. And then I'll just have it sitting beside me here at the sewing machine. So that way I can make projects and not have to think about it and do all the cutting and ironing and all that stuff. So, and then I have a couple pieces that are just like this, just cut out, ready to go. Sections to make another bag. So I have this gray, and then I have the fusible cut out so that I can back it and then quilt it and just stuff like that. So this is what I do in my downtime. I just have a little container box here, and I just sit and I figure what I'm gonna make. So even though I've been sewing a lot, I don't have a lot of finished items to show you, but I do have a lot of items I'm working on simultaneously. And I'm just having a lot of fun working on this stuff. I just really enjoy it and just wanted to share that with you guys. Also, one more thing I'm sewing on is I have so many brown scraps and pieces left over, and I'm doing what I call a man quilt. I'm making a quilt for my husband for the house, just to have out and about on the couch. You know, you get cold watching a movie in the evening, you snuggle up with it. It's just gonna be it's not gonna be like a king size, but it's gonna be a nice quilt. So what I did is I cut thousands of 2-inch squares because I already had a bunch of 2-inch squares cut. So what I do when my scraps get too small to do anything with, I cut them into 2-inch squares. And I also cut them into 2.5-inch squares. But this is my 2-inch square bin. And I had like this whole section, plus I had another whole section of browns. And I was like, I want to be working on some of these browns. You know, I want to use up some of these brown fabrics that I have, and I'm going to incorporate them into a throw size quilt, maybe a little bit bigger than a throw, because my husband's 6 foot tall. So I want it to be long enough, you know, and for both of us to kind of snuggle under and watch a movie at night. So I started cutting up all these squares, and I'm going to insert some photos while I talk so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So first I take a bunch of 2-inch squares, I match them up 2 by 2, and just string piece it one after the other, and I wind up with, you know, stacks like this. Then I take them over to the ironing board, I set the seam, and then I just press them open. And then once I press them open, I match up 2 by 2s, and I wind up with piles and piles of stuff like this. Just hundreds of piles. And then I take these and match them up, and I make little 4 patches. So these are the only 4 patches I have so far. But then I make these little 4 patches. And how I decide to do it from here, I'm still not 100% sure. I'm not following a pattern. These will be trimmed down to 3.5, and none of them are trimmed, so they're going to look a little wonky. But I'm going to trim these down to 3.5, and then I don't know if I'll sash them, you know, put sashing on them, or if I'm going to turn them on point and have it like a square in a square. I'm just not sure how I want to do this just yet. Should I do like a trip around the world? I don't know. I don't know how I want to do them yet. So in the meantime, while I'm deciding how I want to do it, I'm just going to, I threw some greens in there, which probably are going to throw it off a little bit, but that's because this piece had a green. I just love scrappy projects. And they're all browns, tans, creams, a few greens. I think it's gonna look really nice together. And I'm leaning possibly more towards on point. I just don't know. There's gonna be bigger blocks too. It's not just gonna be only this. That would take me 10 years. I do have other fabrics that I've pulled to coordinate and look nice, and background fabrics I've pulled that are creamy, light tan, beige. I'm just undecided at this point. But in the meantime, as I'm sitting here and I just don't know what to sew, and I'm not really super inspired to be really thinking hard, sometimes it's just nice to have a mindless project to just, and chain piecing is so fun and quick. And the process to me is just relaxing and unwinding. So like I said, although I've been sewing like mad, I don't really have anything completed other than the girls' scrappy projects. I'm in the process of all the piecing work right now. I have a couple more things. I have some scraps that look like this, and I'm just making some, I'll show you, let me grab it. I'm making two very fall looking mug rugs. So here's one. I've got to get it sandwiched and then quilted, but this, and then do the binding. So I'm making this one for the fall, and it's utilizing some of those brown scraps as well. And then I have this one, which I'm attaching a piece to the bottom of this here. It's gonna look like this. So and then trim them down both the same size, and then I'll quilt them and bind them. But I'm making two little fall mug rugs and using these scraps right here. I just like those. I love the colors. They're so pretty and bright and vibrant, and will be cute on a side table beside the couch with your coffee and maybe a little breakfast biscuit or something. So lots of projects that I've been sewing on. Also, I'm going to insert two quick little clips after this, so stay tuned for that. They're two gifts that I had made for two friends that have had a birthday over the past couple months. So I'm going to insert the first video now. Hi friends, this is future Crafty Gal Victoria popping in just to show you something before I also get this off in the mail. This is a bag I made for a sweet, sweet friend for her birthday. So I wanted to show you guys. Do you guys remember the yarn blocks that I made? And I said I wanted to turn them into bags. I turned one into a bag. How cute is that? I wound up doing the snap closure. She needs closures on her bags because of where she lives. She doesn't want things dropping out when she's getting on and off her boat. So it's for Sailboat Barbara for her birthday. I think it turned out so cute. In the future, I've realized I probably shouldn't have used white handles just because of sweat and dirt and skin oils and things like that. I shouldn't have used white handles, and I didn't think that through when I made this bag. But oh my goodness, it's delicious. I'll show you guys the inside. So it's got these 3 snaps. It's got a nice big pocket on the inside. It's pretty deep. It goes down to about, on the back, it goes down to about here. And on the bottom of the bag, I just did, because it's a white fabric, I just did this dark gray. So when it's sitting and she's crocheting or she's setting it down, it doesn't get disgusting because it's a white bag. I think the bag in total measures, I want to say 17 by 20, but it could be 17 by 19. I just don't remember. But I love it. I think it turned out so cute. I love the background fabric. I love everything about this quilt block and turning it into a bag. So when I have time permitted, I will be making more of these types of bags with quilt blocks and then using them on the front of a bag. I just love it. The back is just all the background fabric with that dark gray. And of course she loves purple, so I had to do a light purple lining. And I not only because she loves purple, but because all of the blocks of yarn in that quilt block are purples. And I kind of wanted to bring out the lighter purples in some of these in some of those yarn skeins. But I love everything about this bag. I think she's going to love it. and I cannot wait for her to open this birthday present. That's it, my friends. This is just what I wanted to pop in and show you real quick. And now we'll go back to... I love that. I love that. That's the only one I got done so far. Speaking of which, I need to pull those out because I still have more of the quilt block squares that I'm going to turn into bags. So I need to pull those out and add them to my little... This is the container I have my projects in. It's really cute. It looks like a measuring tape, and it's just a wooden box that I keep my projects stored in so I can work on them, and they sit beside my sewing machine. Okay, now here's the second bag that I made for another friend who just has a birthday coming up, but she's already opened it because she's already received it. I'm gonna set it here. Hi friends, Crafty Gal Victoria here. I quickly wanted to show you one more bag before I have to get it off in the mail today for somebody's birthday. Please excuse the giant mess behind me. I am working on 3 big projects currently at the time, so it's a hot mess, and I didn't want to clean it all up just to show you this bag. But this is for my friend for her birthday. Isn't that pretty? I took a couple pictures too that I will include. But isn't that gorgeous? It's a nice big project bag. It is, I want to say 21 or 20 inches wide by 19 inches tall. And it's just got these nice long straps. It's got a snap closure. The inside is lined in just plain white, and then I have this nice big giant pocket. It's huge to keep a pattern, her crochet hooks, whatever she wants to use this bag for. But I was busy working on this because her birthday's towards the end of the month, and I needed to get it made and out in the mail to her. But I love it so much. It's a nice, big, sturdy bag. And because it's a light cloth, obviously, I wanted to do the bottom in black. That way, if she brings it to work or anything and wants to use it to sit on the floor while she crochets out of it or whatever, I just love it. And this fabric is so pretty. Just says faith, hope, love with crosses and hearts. And I think she'll love it. It's a birthday gift along with some other things that I'm sending her. So I just wanted to include this really quick because it needs to get out in the mail before I edit my video and post it. So I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and back to the regular video. Bye. I love that fabric. I found those fat quarters at Walmart, and they're just so pretty. You don't really, I don't anyways, in my area, I don't see a lot of religious materials. So when I find it, I like to pick up a few pieces. So I picked up, that bag was made out of 2 fat quarters and then some additional fabric that I had in my stash. And I just think it turned out so pretty. I had to put the black bottom on the bottom just because if she takes it out anywhere, and she can sit it on the floor. Anyways, that is everything, my friends. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the things I've made, I've been sewing on, and the things I'm working on. I do have lots of plans for some future quilts. Not sure exactly when I'm going to get started on that, but they are planned and they're in the works. So I'm also crocheting a lot. So I have more videos to make and share with you all the things I'm crocheting on and working on. But until then, I will see you soon, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. And welcome to all of my new subscribers. I appreciate you all so very much. And sticking around and being here, even though I take some hiatuses. I don't have like a regular schedule that I put out videos. I just do them as I can. And I try to do them often enough that you don't forget about me. Anyways, my friends, we will see you again in a future video. This is Crafty Gal Victoria here. Bye-bye.